Jade Harrell with STL TV, standing outside of Freddie G's Chicken and Waffles right here at Salisbury and Blair Avenue. We're right at the corner of Hyde Park where a lot of change is about to happen. And it's all thanks to the American Rescue Plan Act and initiatives from the city's mayor, Tashara Jones. At Hyde Park, we are looking at the revitalization and stabilization pilot program called Stable Communities STL. And what we're seeing here is stabilizing homes so that they may be reinvested, renovated, and become great residences for the people in this area. Here's Mayor Tashara Jones.
The Stable Communities STL is a pilot program that we are stabilizing privately owned properties so they can then be renovated and become, instead of neighborhood stores, neighborhood gyms in the neighborhood. So this is one of the houses that has been rehabbed or stabilized through that program. During this pilot, we're targeting just 4 specific neighborhoods. Today we're in Hyde Park. Walnut Park is another one, Fountain Park, and Dutchtown and Gravois Park. And so we want to make sure that if there are private owners that aren't doing what they're supposed to do regarding keeping their property up, for this particular house, you could come in the basement and look all the way through the roof and get sunshine. That's not preserving property. So we will come in, find a contractor to stabilize the property, and then bill that private owner, because it also has an effect on the neighbors who live around these properties. Stabilization, I think, is key because we've seen, unfortunately, we've lost lives of our first responders when a building is not stable and they go in if there's an incident to try to save lives if there's a fire. And we want to make sure that we're protecting our first responders through this program as well. So the contractors go through a regular bid process with the city, and we are lucky to have this family with us to make sure that they can stabilize this beautiful, what used to be a beautiful, beautiful gym in our city, because we know that St. Louis brick is something that's bought all over the world, and it's better for us to stabilize and make sure that we're using bricks here.
To get a sense of what stabilize really means, we speak with contractors, the Simmons, husband and wife duo with Value First Contractors. What made you bid on this? What made you want to leave your mark in this space?
Yeah, so we love what the mayor's doing with the city. We support her initiative to get these vacant buildings, stabilized. We're investors ourselves, and we appreciate the effort that goes into actually bringing these buildings back to life. So, yeah, it's important for us.
That's right. What does it mean for you?
Oh, it means everything. I'm a St. Louis City native, so I grew up here, and grew up in St. Louis as well, but our core values are to preserve, stabilize, and renovate St. Louis City, period. So we're bidding on every property that come our way in this program, and we want to do our part to serve the community.
Well, St. Louis has a very rich history of real estate, so in my opinion, they're all worth saving. Of course, some of them are a little bit worse off than others, so we have to use some discernment as it pertains to the budget and things like that. But for the ones that are worth it, we're all ready to go.
Merely 2 doors down in the lovely home of the Hiltons, we see what homes and this initiative can look like with a little bit of love and investment. How long have you lived here, and what have you done to this home that makes it different than where we just saw?
We bought it in 2005, October of 2005, and we had to do roofs and things to make it livable, and we moved in 2007. In 2007, we screwed ourselves in with those red boards. The windows were covered with red boards, and we used one of the rooms down here to store furniture from our other house, so we didn't have to do storage, and we started with a room to make our bedroom and our bathroom. And then we just grew from there. We started with the 2nd floor and did a bedroom and bathroom, and we thought that we'd hear if somebody came in and was walking up the steps. So
You had to be concerned about those things. What was the neighborhood like, or what was the home like when you first found it and decided, hey, we're gonna call this home?
Well, it was still a lot of drug activity, prostitution going on here. We even had them knocking on the door trying to get the workers to come out.
Knowing what the neighborhood was dealing with, knowing that the house had so much work, why was it worth the investment of not only your money, but your time and in some cases sounds like safety.
I'm old enough to know that my dad told us we weren't even allowed to drive down Martin Luther King. It was called Easton then. I'm old enough to know that we couldn't drive down Euclid because it was too dangerous. And they turned that around, and we go in and buy it. And I said, I'm going to find a place, and I didn't even know it was about this. I read the consensus, I read the all about this area and where it was going and what they had planned for it. And I told him, I said, it may be a wait, but if it's not for us, it'll be for our children.
Thinking about all you've gone through, Leonard, was it, looking at it today, worth it?
Yes.
As you see the progress now, 2 doors down, and the mayor's effort to see more homes like this, do you see what an impact you've made by making that choice?
Absolutely.
Yes, I
Absolutely.
had probably 3 to 4 different people come by and say, you know, I used to live there 20 years ago, you know.
30 years ago.
Actually 2 different guys I bought in because they couldn't believe that compared to what it was when they was here, what we'd have done to it, you know, as far as knocking the walls down. And thanks to my interior decorator here, you know, we got it the way we wanted.
From stabilizing to revitalizing to creating a community that thrives. I'm Jade Harrell with STL TV, Experience St. Louis.